For most guitar players, no matter how advanced digital amps become, tube amps will always be the way to go. There is just something magical about the way these amps behave and sound. The smoothness of that overdrive, the fidelity of tone, these are all just some of the reasons why tube amps are still considered to be the go-to technology. Only real drawback of tube amps is their price. A good tube amp will cost you a lot of money, which sadly makes them somewhat exclusive. However, there's a pretty decent line of tube amps that right at the edge of what can be considered affordable. What we want to know is what are the best tube amps under $500, and what you can expect to find in this price range. First, Marshall DSL-15H. Marshall's DSL series is one of their cheaper line of tube amps. There's a variety of version to choose from, but we found the DSL-15H to be particularly interesting. This head has enough juice to rock even larger cabinets, which is what makes it one of the best amps for stage use and recording. Marshall DSL-15H packs two 6V6 power valves while there are four ECC83S in the preamp, which means a lot of guts in a relatively small form factor. Classic gain, which acts as your clean channel, sounds crispy and brings more than enough definition. You can push some gain into it, which gives you that lightly distorted blues tone. Ultra gain is where this amp shows its true face. This channel allows you to experience the anything from hard rock to full metal sound thanks to an abundance of gain and incredible sustain. Second, Vox AC10C1. Long time ago Vox released their famous AC30 tube amp and the guitar world went wild. It wasn't long before it became one of those legendary models everyone mentions when discussing high-quality gear which left a mark in history of rock. Nowadays you'd have to spend a lot of cash to find one of these in good condition. But you don't have to. Vox has released their AC10C1 amp, which brings back a near copy of that authentic sound, but with one huge difference. You can buy for less than $500. Vox AC10C1 is a 10-watt combo unit packaged in a case which is reminiscent of vintage Vox amps. This thing sounds heavenly. It shares so much with the vintage Vox AC series that you will instantly fall in love with it if you're a fan of that era. The sound is warm and overall very clean with enough headroom to spare. Third, Bugra V55. Bugra V55 does a great job at reproducing the sound of vintage 60s tube amps in all of their glory. Bugra opted to go for a combo layout with lots of power, all while keeping the V55 in an affordable price range. For what it is, Bugra V55 is insanely versatile amp. There are two channels on this amp, one clean and one high gain. Bugra promised vintage, and it delivered vintage. You can expect to get that 60s 70s tube amp sound with zero effort. Conclusion. Contrary to popular belief, there are quality-made affordable tube amps on the market which bring the type of sound that is usually synonymous with vintage tubes. These three are in our opinions the best tube amps under $500 price point. We strongly believe that no matter which one you choose, you won't regret your decision.